So my name is Carlos Antequera. I am originally from South America, Bolivia, and I came here basically for college. Ended up going to college to Washburn University for my undergrad in computer science, and then I was fortunate to do my MBA at KU and kind of get the experience a little bit of the engineering side of things as well as the business side of things. And started my career as a software engineer basically at a local company here doing software development. And as I was growing in my career, one of the areas that really interested me was internet technologies. And the company where I was didn't focus on that area, so at some point I had to make the decision if I really wanted to pursue that, I had to go somewhere else. Or the other option that at some point occurred to me was I could start my own company. And it was actually about 2001, I was in the middle of my MBA coursework, and one of the areas that I was focused on was researching internet technology models and a lot of the actually failures, because that was kind of during the internet crash that were occurring across the country with some of those technology companies. And part of the thought process was, well, there are some good business models there, but maybe the execution wasn't right. In all cases, people got maybe too excited, a little too greedy, and so on. But there were some rescuable things in the process, and so in doing some research on that area, kind of the initial concept for Netchemia came about. And so when I started Netchemia 2001, I was fortunate to grab a couple of the folks that worked with me at the previous company, and they were foolish enough to follow me, and we started Netchemia and really started working with different internet consulting projects across the Kansas City area, just helping different companies solve technology problems with business problems with web technology. So as we were doing that, we had the opportunity to work through an acquaintance with the Topeka School District, and what they were looking was to automate their special education process. There's this concept called individualized education plan that a lot of students, all students with disabilities have to have created for them by the school district. And the Topeka School District had a challenge because they had all that process in paper, and they wanted a custom system that really met their processes and their requirements, because they had developed those over several years. They didn't want to change too many things for their teachers, but what they wanted to do is apply technology to help the process. And so we were fortunate to work with them, and I think towards the end of the project we had the opportunity to do a presentation for over 300 teachers, especially teachers in the conference room, and we presented the project. And at the end of the process, you know, we had a bunch of people standing up and clapping because they were so excited. They weren't going to have to stay late at work, they wouldn't have to come on the weekends, they weren't going to lose their paperwork. And so it was a little bit of an epiphany at that point, that when we were working with the business world, you know, basically they said, well, the project looks great, that's what we needed to do, here's your check, thank you very much. But it seemed like in this case we were really making a difference. It was a little bit more tangible, kind of the difference we were making with people. And so for a little while we did a few more custom projects with other districts, but we were still working with several businesses and other types of organizations. And at some point, about 2004, 2005, we decided that really there were a lot of needs in education that were not being met, and with our expertise with enterprise web software, we could really help them out. And so we decided to focus exclusively on education, in particular K-12, and so that's what we've been doing over the last 6-7 years now, exclusively focused on that area. And in the process of doing that, we've kind of changed our business model a couple of times, in the sense that in the beginning we were doing custom software, then we created our initial product, and then over the last 5 years, where we've really been focused to a great extent is in the area of talent management. And so we believe that's an area that's really underserved in the education space. The focus on really people and managing people and how to help people to produce the best results has been, you know, a well-known area in the business world, and a lot of businesses have been spending millions, hundreds of millions of dollars into that area. But in education in general, that's not been an area of focus. And so we believe that with technology, we can really help folks improve the management of their personnel, select the best leaders, and ultimately that's going to have a good effect for students.